Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. In this episode, we want to show you another piece of artwork, which is this, which is called La-Tahzann, or do not despair. This is the meaning of La-Tahzann. Don't allow self-dedication. Do not allow desperate thoughts to occupy your mind and destroy your hopes and life. This is what that means. Because this artwork has been shown in more than a few exhibitions. One of them is the 2003 in Leighton House in London, and the other one was also in London, not very far from Piccadilly Road in London, and also in 2007 in Dubai. Here we are. That is the artwork. Now the artwork has been adorned by poetry. Comes from few sources. One of them, that piece of poetry called by Abdul Rahman Ibn Yazid Al Hamadani, and we can see it in this source, this reference book, which we all know also. The poetry says, باق على الحدثان غير مكذب لا كاسف بالي ولا متلهف إن نلت لم أفرح بشيء نلته وإذا سبقت به فلا أتلهف إن نلت لم أفرح بشيء نلته وإذا سبقت به فلا أتلهف. What he's saying, the poet is saying that to him he is not shaken by either achievements or setbacks. He's solid in his position. He's very confident in what he does and how he thinks. If he wins and does well, he is pleased, of course, but he doesn't go crazy and berserk, showing off his achievements around and making other people feel little or small. Neither if he is being shall we say defeated in whatever thing which is he was doing, and whatever project or whatever effort, and somebody else won it from him, he's not going to feel too sorry for that. He will be able to do again and again, and he wins again and again. Therefore, he's always confident and happy with that. The other piece is by Muhammad ibn Bashir. The poem says that إن الأمور إذا انسدت مسالكها فالصبر يفتح منها كل ما ارتجز لا تيأسن وإن طالت مطالبة إذا استعنت بصبر أن ترى فرجا. He's coming from a different angle. He's talking that if things get complicated, if things become difficult, patience and good contact and waiting for the right moment and right attitude will open all difficulties, bring new opportunities, make you able to win and to do good and to achieve whatever there was. And he also advising us, all of us, not to give up, not to be destroyed by that type of thoughts which makes people feel unconfident and little and despair. So he's talking about do not despair, do not be unconfident. All that, of course, goes well with the idea of the name of the artwork, which is La-Tahzann, do not despair. Now, this piece has been exhibited a few times as we spoke and been acquired by some people in the Middle East. We want to read a story, a small story written in this source, which is very well known, a book. It has a lot of beautiful stories, poetries, ideas, wisdom, and a lot of experiences of people in that region and that time. We're talking about nearly 1,000 years ago or whatever. And the notable thing about these periods in Islamic history is that it has so much experience and it has so much ideas and thoughts and stories and poetry and activity, scientific activity, every other activity or like. Now, this story, a story about somebody who was going to Hajj, and this person came to a personality which is some known personality in the area and in the city where he was living and the society where of course he was residing, and he said to him, I want to entrust you with some money. I want to keep it with you while I'm going to Hajj. So if you can keep it, I mean, usually people when they go to Hajj those days, they don't have airplanes or fast cars. They will take long time to go and come back. Some of it can take a few months. Some of it can take a year sometimes also. So the person, and of course the person who been approached with this, he said, welcome the idea, of course, no problem. So he took the money, kept the money with him, and the person who went to Hajj entrusted him again, as we spoke, and he went away, did his visits to Mecca and Medina in Hajj, and came after a few months, and came to the man and said to him, Assalamu alaikum, I want you to give me the money which is I just entrusted you some time ago with it. So this guy said to him, I don't have any money, you don't give me any money, you don't trust me with anything. So he denied, and he wasn't honorable, if you like. He denied the whole story altogether. So the man who, shall we say, left the money with this person went to the judge. The judge is a very well-known judge. He was very clever and very has a lot of resourceful judge. So what he did, this judge, he said to the man who came to him, asked for his help, is to come to him after a few days. So this guy went away for a few days, and the judge went to this person who's supposed to be entrusted with the money, and he said to him, he didn't talk about the money and if he has the money or this man entrusted him or anything like that. But what he said to him, look, we have a lot of money coming to us from time to time from different groups and organizations, and I am looking for somebody to entrust him with this type of money. So what that means this person, when he's been approached by the judge, start to feel that there is a big fish coming his way, a big, if you like, opportunity to get so much money. And he, of course, he said to him, the judge said to him, just I come back to you in a few days and see what we can do. Anyway, now the judge asked the other man who went to Hajj and been denied his money to come to him. He came to him and he asked him to go to the person himself who he left the money with him and ask him for his money back. So what happened? When the Hajj, this person came to the other guy who's supposed to be entrusted, and he asked him to give him his money back, he gave it to him silently without any argument. He didn't deny it. He just gave to him all his money. Now, what happened is that the Hajj got his money and went away, and the judge either this man came to the judge and asking for where's the story. I mean, where is the project which we're talking about? Or the judge came to this person and said to him, "Look, I think we are delaying this, and don't think that there is a possibility for now to put any money with you for now, but whatever it is." So what is the psychology here? The psychology is that the judge made, if you like, a trick on this greedy person who were entrusted by some Hajj and then denied. So what he did, he opened his greed. He left him feeling that there's so much going on and so much money coming. Therefore, when the Hajj came back and asked for his money, he gave him his money back very quickly. Why? Because he doesn't want this man to go to the judge and say that this person took my money, I didn't bring it back, because he was hoping for much better opportunity to get a lot of money. So it is more about psychology here, and that tells you that there are a lot of people in all societies, in all history, in all races, in all periods of time, where some of them will do something like this, make a trick or two, try to gain wealth unlawfully, and that's of course gives us some kind of wise advice that we need to be careful about things with that nature. I hope that gives you some kind of thought. This kind of a story being said about 1,000 years ago in this nice book. Here we are. Now the next point, a wise saying, some kind of wise saying. This time we are taking a wise saying from African proverbs. It's of course the Africa continent is a large continent. It has nearly 1 billion people now in it. 1 billion people in it. It has a lot of history and a lot of. It has Muslims and Christians and people without any religion, or it has people with, shall we say, old civilization. It has people who are very new to civilization and things like that. But there's so much wisdom, even in the smallest or the least known ideas and least known, shall we say, places and spaces. Now, what's this wise saying says? Says, anticipate the good so that you may enjoy it. I mean, the meaning is very clear, that if you anticipate good, i.e., if you prepare your soul, yourself to anticipate good things coming, you are likely to have that good things coming to you. We have that also in Arabic, the same idea in Arabic, but of course written in a, shall we say, in a more poetic way, and of course, but the experience. Doesn't matter what language here. The experience is very important, and experience is very much the same. And experience is really useful. Doesn't matter who said that and when that has been said. The next point is that we're talking about Islamic science. Islamic science is very large, deep, and a very effective subject. And of course, it takes so much talk about it. But of course, here in this kind of episodes, we only shining a little light on names or periods or things, we're hoping that the people who see this or learn about it, whatever it is, they will go deep and look at that in more details and enjoy the beauty and the deepness and the powerful presence and the powerful expressions and the powerful achievements that period of Islamic science brought to the world. Now, and for today, we are for this period, we are only showing in this book, important, very important book, which is making some kind of studies about Islamic science from the mathematical area. It is more about mathematical science here in this book. But anyway, the book talks about periods where there are different periods, and in every period there is a large number of names of Islamic scientists. Here we are. Shall we say, these are one period where all these are names of scientists. Yes, this is another index, which as you can see that all these are names of scientists. Talking about one of the, sometimes a century where you have 50 scientists, a century where you have 150 scientists, century where you have more or less, and there is so much of that. Hopefully next time we'll be able to bring about the actual number of scientists and their specializations and their names also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 periods, and every period has tens or hundreds of scientists, and these scientists in all the sphere of science, and of course, as this book was talking about the mathematical science, we're talking about other science, which is of course that's another area, but this is only about mathematical science. And of course, there was so much richness in this and so much work and effort done by then. I hope that you like what you hear and see that some of these are useful. You might be able, hopefully, is to carry on looking at these scientific names and scientific periods. A lot of good things in history, which is we need to be aware of, we need to learn from, and we need to enjoy and use also. We hope that some of these nice stories when it comes to wise ideas and things like this, and we are going to be able to use the wisdom of it, and not to be fooled, apart from the artwork which is machine. And thank you very much indeed. Hope to see you later.